Hey everybody, welcome back to another flight. Today we are in Boston at Logan International. We'll be flying on down to Newark. Nasty day, but I feel like any day is a good day to fly as long as it's safe. Looks pretty good to me. We should be able to get out of these clouds about 12,000, which is our cruise altitude for today, but we'll go ahead and get everything started here. We'll get our batteries on. Once it boots up, we'll go ahead and get the APU started because we're not going to use external power today. Let it go ahead and get up to about 100% there. We'll review the flight plan. I've already got it put in there, but starting here at Logan International, we're going to go flying on down to Newark Liberty International there. I've already programmed in our approach. We'll be flying in ILS 22 right. Go ahead and get our standby battery power up there and on because it's upset. 100% on the APU, we'll get that generator started. And we'll go ahead and get our engine started. Come over here. Fuel lines are open. We'll go ahead and hit start. And hit the starter for it to start there. What we're looking for is into stabilize around 60%. And we can watch that. Go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and program in our cruise altitude, which is going to be 12,000 feet. Just a quick rundown here. All right. Double check that our nav source is going to be FMS. When I'm using the G3000 mod from Working Title, and you got to go in and kind of program in, turn on the speed bugs, but V1 and rotate. And we'll go ahead and put in our V2, and we'll go ahead and program in our approach speed bugs here. They should show up on the left hand side of the PFD. Alright, we have stabilized at 60%, so we'll go ahead and get the left engine started. There we go. And we'll let it do the same. Once they're both started, we'll go ahead and open up the bus tie here and turn off the APU. Then we should be able to go ahead and taxi out to the runway here. We're going to be leaving on 15 right, and we'll make our way down to Newark. I'll catch you once we taxi out to our takeoff spot. Alright, here we are right over the numbers. We'll go ahead and arm our spoilers. As they came disarmed, I did think about that prior to. We'll go ahead and set our speed. We're looking for about 240-ish until we get across the 234. We'll go 234 until we get across 10,000. We'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and release that parking brake. Go ahead and dial in 1 notch of flaps, and we're ready for takeoff. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed alive, both sides. And rotate. V2 plus 10, flaps coming up, gear coming up. We'll go ahead and start our right turn. good so far. Since the weather is so nasty, we'll probably swap it over here to autopilot to hit that magenta line, and then we'll be on our way to Newark. Engage the autopilot nav mode. We'll go ahead and engage that auto throttle until we hit our predetermined speed there. Go ahead and turn on that pitot heat. I always forget to turn on the pitot heat. Don't forget to turn on the pitot heat. And we will go all the way up to cruise altitude, which we already said is going to be 12,000 feet. Once we cross over that 10,000, I'll go ahead and crank up the speed some. But as you can see, we finally got above the clouds. Doesn't look so bad up here. I think it's about time we looked outside of the aircraft here. Beautiful up here. Very cloudy. Weather is pretty nasty below us. We're about to level off at about 12,000. We'll go ahead and crank our speed up here. We'll be cruising at about 300 knots, give or take. Looks good here. So our first waypoint we're looking is going to be on the approach. Actually, we're just going to do a straight shot. We'll go ahead and show, let's see here, track vector, and we can see the flight plan here. Okay, so we've got about 152 nautical miles. Should take us about 26 minutes. I've already calculated our descent. It should be within 30 nautical miles. We should start coming on down. We'll get down to about 250 because we're going to cross about 10,000, and then we'll start on that approach. Sit back and let's enjoy the flight as we head on down to Newark. Alright, welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and get prepped for this approach here. We're coming up on it in about 38 nautical miles, roughly 7-8 minutes. So we'll go ahead and begin throttling back here, and we'll put it into vertical speed. We need to get down to 3,000 feet to start that approach there at Agnes. So we'll bring it to 30, there we go, and we'll swap it to vertical speed. We're going to come down about 1,500 feet per minute, and that should put us right there, the line there. And as you can see on the FMS, you've got that blue line there right before our first waypoint. That's showing our trajectory when we'll hit the bottom of our descent there at 3,000. So we'll keep cranking this back a little bit, slowly but surely. I don't want to idle out. It's not ideal, not in this plane. So we'll slowly crank it on back. And since we're coming down fairly quickly, we'll just do it in increments here. It's a little bit easier than trying to manually hold that throttle where we need it to go. We'll bring that vertical speed up a little bit more. We're about to hit 10,000, so we want to be below 250, which is a restriction. We're gonna hit it just about right. About 1250 on the descent there. And let's double check our speed bugs. We don't need the takeoff ones anymore. We do want the approach speed, which is going to be 137. That's what we want to hit in the approach before we come down to land. I'm not 100% sure if VNAV works, so we're not going to mess with that. Descent profile still looking pretty good. And according to our ILS plate for 22 right, our localizer frequency, which we'll go ahead and double check it in here, our nav 1 is going to be 110.75, which is the localizer frequency for our approach here. Go ahead and make sure, okay, looks good there. Oh, I forgot to open up this Mustang. Good thing this is flight sim, and good thing I'm not a real pilot, right? Okay. Auto throttle is doing its job. And we're gonna punch through these clouds here. We're coming up on 3,000. The rain has started picking up. Nasty clouds. We should be punching through them shortly. I can already see the ground there. about to make our first turn here, and the next waypoint is going to be Verde. Well, second waypoint after the turn. And once we get to our first waypoint, we need to come down to about 2,500 feet for Verde. So we'll go ahead and program that in. And we'll go back to vertical speed. Start bringing it down as well. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our speed down. Looks like we've already got locked onto that localizer there, because we can see that locked ones come up, making that turn. I'm going to bring that speed down some more, and we'll go ahead and put in our first notch of flaps here. Passing Verde, we need to get down to 1,500. We need to expedite our descent here. We need to get down for our Taut waypoint. Speed down some more. I want to be at about 200. We have hit 1,500 right before our waypoint here, and we'll be coming in on the runway here shortly. We'll go ahead and pop ourselves at a vertical speed, and we will activate the approach. Go ahead and turn off. Here we are, landing here. Flaps 2. Came in way too fast. Should be able to make this landing either way. Good on the glide slope.
300.
Beautiful. Go ahead and pop off that autopilot.
100.
And I'll fly the rest.
50.
Oh, a little bit of a buffet. Ooh, low bounce. Any landing is a good landing. All right. Speed brakes are dumped out. And we totally missed the green line there. All right. We'll clean up the speed brakes here. Clean up the flaps. And pull up my taxiing instructions here. Should be able to go down to parking here. Spoilers are disarmed. Good. And we'll go ahead and just follow this yellow line around. According to my taxiing diagram, there should be some parking over here, and that's what we'll go and do. I hope you enjoyed the flight. If you did, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, comment on a route that you'd like to see me fly. Again, the Longitude is my favorite aircraft. It's pretty much the only jet that I can fly semi-decently, so I like to stick with it. I am trying to do the Airbus, so that's a big change, and we'll be working our way on that one in the CRJ as well. So go ahead and definitely hit that bell so you see when I do some videos in the future there, you get that notification, and see you at the next flight.